So, hi everybody. My name is Christoph. Um, we have a Saturday support call today. So I already see Lawrence with one hand. Lawrence, you may unmute yourself, or I unmute you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
I already unmuted myself.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah, thanks for doing the call, Christoph.
Yes. So how can I help?
I would like some facilitation with
Yes.
I feel angry and disapproving
Okay.
at my boss.
Okay.
She's not really my boss, but my boss for, let's say, like a short amount of time in a like pro bono thing.
Okay.
And I think she's doing a bad job, and I'm full of disapproval,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes me frustrated and angry.
Okay. So could you hold on to that for a second? Could you really dislike and disapprove of them for a second?
Yeah, it's both. Yeah.
Yes. And if there would be zero consequences and nobody would ever know, and what would you
Mhm.
do to them physically? You don't have to share it, but could you allow yourself to have a little fantasy about them?
Yeah, I would choke with a rope from behind, like kind of like.
Okay. And
Yeah.
could you really enjoy that for a second? It's not good
And
or
while
bad.
choking, I would tell her why she's doing a bad job.
Yes. Yes. And could you hold on
Yeah,
to
I
that
can.
for a second?
Yes.
Yes. And now, as best you can, could you let go of wanting to do that or wanting to make it real or wanting to
Yeah.
punish them or wanting to destroy them?
Yes.
Yes. And how do you feel about it? Is there any feeling guilty or blame or shame or
About the one to punish?
yes, or about the situation?
Not much, no.
No, not much. Okay.
This about the situation, I feel frustration that I'm trapped in this group, or that I have to work under this person
Yeah.
who I find inadequate and
Yes. Could you feel as
unlikable. Yeah.
yes. Could you feel as trapped as you do?
As
Mm,
stressed?
as trapped, as trapped, as much as a trapped
Trapped.
as you
Oh,
do.
trapped.
Yes. Maybe you feel enslaved by them
Yeah.
or
Yes.
by the constellation.
Trapped is good. Trapped is, yeah. Yeah.
Yes. And does that bring any wanting to change or any wanting to be separate from the situation?
Yeah, it's wanting to control the person.
Yes. And could you want that as much as you do? And also notice how personal that appears to be. How
Yeah,
real,
personally.
even how real that you
Yeah.
are the one who is trapped. Maybe it looks like a threat or like you can't do something about it.
Yeah. On one level, yeah.
Yes.
Ooh. Ooh.
And could you also be open to the possibility that you are still freedom? Just a little bit. That you are still free.
Yeah.
That there still is the flow.
Yes.
That there still happen things that need to happen for the flow in order to happen.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yes. And how does it feel now? Is there any resistance or feeling better? Or...
Yeah, I feel better about it. It feels like I don't need to be so personally affected by the behavior of the person.
Uh-huh.
I could actually just let her do her thing and be happy, like whatever. It's not anything that will uh end the world tomorrow. Yeah.
Yes. Sometimes it looks that way, you know.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Um,
it's just another person just doing a mediocre job, like whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And is there anything that comes to mind that you can do about it? Or that you
No.
want to do? No, it's calm now. Okay, good.
Yeah, I think that's enough. So
Good. Perfect. Yes. You released. I saw you yearning.
yeah, yeah, the yawning, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
That's a relaxation. Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, everybody, let's switch over to a group release in this moment. Could you just simply welcome anything in your life that appears to be separate from beingness, that appears to be other than what is, that you have some resistance about probably, that you want to change or make real, or even disapprove of, or that you want to reject, or that you feel insecure about. Could even be something that you feel really good about, that you have really good feelings about, that you want to hold on to. And whatever that is for you, could you allow yourself to be in touch with that? Could you allow that to be here? And then could you just be open to the possibility that this is already beingness, that this already is truth, and that the issue already is what is in its basic nature. And if there is any wanting to do anything with, about, or against this, any wanting to fix, change, or understand, as well as any underlying wanting for control, approval, security, separation, oneness, and any sense that it is personal about you or who you are, could you just simply allow that to release? Would that just arise and be dissolved right here, right now? Would that have arisen and be dissolved here and now? When? And then could that just burn or melt or dissolve or be released in the fire of awareness or isness or love or what is? In the fire of your basic nature? And could you just allow yourself to ponder? What if there is already spaciousness at the same location where the thought, feeling, or issue is or was a second ago? And then could you just simply notice that the appearance of form isn't so solid as it appears to be? And it is already formless or emptiness. Let's do this one more time. Could you just simply welcome whatever there is from your life, from your thoughts and feelings that needs to be seen right here, right now, that needs to be felt, heard, be explored? And then could you just simply allow yourself to be in touch with that, to notice it, to experience it for a second? And then as best you can, could you just simply be open to the possibility that this, whatever there is, already is beingness, already is. already is truth, emptiness, formlessness, love. And could you also notice, welcome or release any wanting to do anything with, about, or against this? Any wanting to change this, to change the fact that it is already formless or beingness? Any wanting to figure it out, to see it more clearly or less? Any wanting to get rid of it or hold it away? As well as any underlying wanting for control, approval, security, separation, oneness. And as you see this or feel this or experience this, welcome or notice or allow too any sense or idea that this is personal about you or who you are. And then could you allow that to release? Could that be released? Could you allow that to dissolve? Could that be dissolved? Would that be released or dissolved? When would you allow it to be released or dissolved in the fire of that which you are, in your basic nature? And then could you just be open as best you can to the possibility that this already is beingness, isness, love, that there is no separation to that. That there already is space or spaciousness at the same location where thoughts and feelings appeared or used to be a second ago. So let's repeat this cleaning or this process again. Could you just simply welcome anything from your life or from your memory that needs to be heard, felt, seen, or explored in this moment, that appears to be there, that appears to arise, that appears to come, stay a little bit and go? And then as best you can, could you just be open to the possibility that that already is beingness, that already is what is. that already is truth or spaciousness or formlessness or silence or vastness. And then could you also welcome or notice or release any wanting to do anything with, about, or against this? Any wanting to change it, to fix it, to get rid of it, or to avoid it? Any wanting to know about or to figure it out? And then notice too, or welcome, or release any underlying wanting for control, approval, security, separation, oneness. And if there is, also welcome, notice, or allow for the appearance that any of that is personal about you or who you are. And then could you just let that burn into the fire of beingness? Into the fire of your basic nature? Could you become aware of that releasing is also part of your basic nature? And that just happens spontaneously, like life is happening. And then could there just be self-awareness, self-confidence of that which is, of that what you are? And then could you just simply be that, what you are? And still notice that anything that's arising is what you are. Is coming from there, is staying in that, and that's vanishing or dissolving into that. It couldn't be there without isness or beingness or love. Okay, so I open the floor to questions, sharing, and assistance. Questions related to anything in regards to releasing and the Sedona method, or any assistance with your issues, apparently issues or apparent issues, as well as any sharing gains. So is there anything, or maybe you have an idea of another group release? Ronnie, your hand is up.
Yeah.
Hi.
So just hi, good afternoon.
Yes.
Mm, I'm really getting some of the thing that we're being,
Mm-hmm.
we are awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. But how do you say that? The thing is also that I'm still trying to figure it out
Yes.
because uh, when I'm in the morning awake or wake up, then I'm just looking somewhere from this eyes and
Yes.
feeling the things somewhere in my body. But
Mm-hmm.
if I'm really meditating or asking myself, am I just this body
Mm-hmm.
or am I going further? Then
Mm-hmm.
I'm going further. So
Yes.
during the day, it's more looking like I'm in this body and it's the other person and me. And then if I'm really meditating, then I'm getting further than that. So investigation, that's the thing, something that you can see.
Yes. And then you are able to see them more as you after the meditation. Is there a switch coming with that?
Mm, yeah, it's just I think so much it's just that if I'm beginning to cycle because that's something that we do in Holland,
Mm-hmm.
then more and more is is brought up,
Yes.
and the thing for me also is that before if I was looking at people,
Mhm.
then I was also thinking what are they thinking, and but now I gave up on that and I'm just looking.
Yes.
So that's also changing.
Yes.
Mm. But still, I'm also busy with um, I always will look in the future or things like that. So,
Yes.
but I
And
think
could you,
it's normal.
yes, could you just see that as a tendency that's appearing to look for the future or to look for the day or maybe even to look a little bit for separation or seeing things as different or
Yeah, yeah,
and
that's
maybe
true.
maybe there's also some enjoyment in doing that.
But what were you saying?
Maybe there's also some enjoyment in doing that or something that you like about it.
Yeah, it's also similar as an enjoyment because uh, the way I'm now instead of some months ago, and the improvement that I'm making is it's really nice.
Yes. And is there any wanting to avoid shifting back or, avoid being or appearing as the mind or as the body mind?
Yeah, it's more similar as that if I'm meditating or also with the release, if you're
Hmm.
doing the release, then you feel that you're more
Hmm.
mm, but also now, so when I'm just talking with you or talking with other persons, then it's more looking at going from the body. So
Yes.
that makes it
And
strange.
is there any resistance to that?
Mm, yeah, maybe also a little bit resistance.
Yes.
And what I'm saying, some is figuring it out, some is to see some of this. How does it go then?
Which is resistance. The figuring it out is part of the
Yeah,
resistance. Even
yeah,
though
it's also resistance.
even if you like it. Uh,
Yeah, that's true, some is then. Why some is if you are not saying anything and you're just yeah, more in awareness and meditating, you're
yeah.
getting there, and when you are talking, then it feels different.
Yes. What if it doesn't have to change? If the talking could just be happening, if life could just still happen,
Yeah.
sounds appear, pictures appear, sensations or feelings or emotions appear and then stay a little bit and then go.
Mhm.
Or maybe it slows down, maybe there is no emotion for a while. Maybe there is no train of thoughts for a while, and you discover just emptiness, spaciousness, or silence, or vastness, or beauty even, not to forget. We can find bliss and ourselves in beauty as well, or in perfection, if we notice perfection.
Yeah, yeah, that's all. That's yeah, that's also a possibility
Or a
because
fun
it's
thing to
totally
do.
new to me.
A fun thing to do, I think, is that if you have really strong sensations or pictures, or if the mind is being heavy, and you ask yourself, what if God or truth isn't so far around the corner? You know, if it really gets noisy, maybe you challenge that with what if that already is beingness or true?
Hmm.
And I experience that it often stills the thoughts and feelings or the whatever is in mind.
And the thing for me is more something is that because I'm now in this state, that's I can more. How do I say that? For instance, sometimes with I can see more
Yes,
what my mind is doing
yes,
or why I'm not totally in the moment, or I'm
right.
in the moment, but why I'm just thinking some of this. And
Yes,
then the thing was that I thought I was, and I'm relaxed, but if I look at people, then the thing was more similar. What are they thinking of me, and what are they? And I was not just seeing the person; I was just having a lot of noise in my head.
yes.
So,
And then in
and I
that
didn't see
moment,
that before.
yes, you could just ask yourself, what if that already is beingness, or if that is as it should be, or um, what what is the source of that? What is it coming from in actuality? Is there a mind? Sometimes I ask myself even that, is there actually a mind, or is that just a thought or feeling appearing? Is there, am I doing it in this moment? Did I try to create it? Or is it just something?
That's also the thing, some is this because I saw it, then I could see some of the. Okay, first I was uh, just let it in. Okay,
Yes,
so I'm thinking if I see some of this that lady, I'm thinking, and if I see that guy, I'm thinking, and what I'm thinking, just let it in.
yes,
And then I was just releasing on it, and now I can just look at the person. I can just look, and maybe he can say, "What are you looking?" But then I can just say, "Okay, I think you're a nice person. That's why I was just looking." Or I can just say something, but I'm not in my mind. Someone said, "That's nice.
Yes.
That's really nice."
Yes. And you don't have to know it before. It can just you can just speak spontaneously. It doesn't have to be premeditated, with other words, or it's just can just happen
Yeah,
spontaneously.
and also sometimes you're thinking, "Can I say that to that person?" And then you're thinking, "Oh." and
Then you find that that is to do.
yeah.
We cannot say that which we thought about is incorrect all the time. Sometimes it is the thing to do. But
It's also
maybe
so much good so much that you're doing that, but because I'm now just doing the Sedona, I'm just noticing it now.
yes,
That before, for instance, I was in a disco, and then I was also doing that, but I was not noticing it. And now I'm noticing it, and then I can say, okay, do I want to do something about it, or is it okay, Simmers, for me? And I just feel Simmers the feeling, and then if I want to release on it, I can release on it, and then just look Simmers what's next. So that's really cool.
right. Yes,
So that's really a gain, Simmers, and
yes,
yeah, of course, Simmers, life is just um, yeah, it's a present, but you don't know what's in the box. Because I also had this, Simmers. Uh, I'm soliciting Simmers on a job, and solicitation. I don't know. The talk was good, and then something happened. I don't know, Simmers, but I got the contract, but it was not sure, and so I also got some emotions, Simmers, about that.
yes,
And then I could see it, and then just talk with the person, just to have the conversation, Simmers, about what's happening, Simmers, just to be sure, Simmers, about what's happening. And then I could let that rest, and then the other intuition that came is, okay, if it's not sure, then why you're not soliciting for another job? So I did that, and then
mhm,
it's a possibility for other talks, Simmers, to do that.
yes,
So it's not for nothing, and maybe it's a better job that I will get.
mhm,
But before, I would really uh, be mad and talk about it with the other people without doing something uh, that I could also
yes,
do. That's also there.
yes. And what if that already is beingness?
Yeah, it's really also beingness. Yeah, that's beingness. That's beingness,
Uh,
and
I
that's
mean,
also some of the nice thing.
if the mind is telling you that it is not beingness, you could just ask yourself if it already is space, or um, if what would happen with the object if you would um, enlarge it and look between the atoms.
Yeah. So like with your some fingers,
But
some if you
so
have
you can get the mind also into that
yeah.
direction with the steps.
The thing for me more is that I can let it rest now, so I can just lay it aside some minutes, and then just see some of the feelings that I'm having, and then releasing on the feelings, but then just go on,
Yes.
and then something will just flop up, and then you can go from there. So that's nice.
Yes.
It is. And then you can also do a release summons on being or awareness, but if somebody else, maybe Evelyn or Lisa, has something else, then
Lisa already said or recommended a release for love, which I think may include that which you said. So I think we can
yeah,
do
of
that.
course.
Yes.
I would just unmute me and then pleasure.
Yes. Great. It's a pleasure for me as well. So let's do that. Let's do a release on love or isness or beingness. And first of all, check to see if you are suffering from that. Are you actually separate from love or beingness or isness? Or is any kind of separation just appearing in or on that? Is that just another color of love, of beingness or isness, appearing as form? And then could you just allow yourself to check what the essence is of that appearance, of that form, of that sense of separation or rejection? What is the source of that? What if there already is beingness or isness or love exactly at the same location where the appearance of separation used to be or is? And then could you also notice any remaining tendency or wanting to do something with, about, or against this? Any wanting to figure it out, any wanting to fix it, to hold on to it, to maintain it, even to get rid of it or oversee it or overgo it. And could you welcome or notice any underlying wanting for control, approval, security, separation, oneness? Could you also notice, welcome, allow, or release any sense that this is personal, that the content is personal, that somehow form makes what you are or makes up what you are? And then could you, as best you can, just be open to the possibility that that already is love, isness, awareness, beingness. That the appearance of content couldn't be there without what it is, without awareness, without love, without formlessness, or if you will so, without the screen, that there could be no movie without the screen, to use this analogy. And then could you notice both? Could you notice what's making up the screen, and what's making up the movie. What is the source of that? What is it coming from? Staying in for a while and being removed to or going to. What is already there before beginning? Or in the middle? Or what's remaining in the end? And if there still is, could you welcome or notice or allow or release any wanting to fix that, any wanting to change it, any wanting to resist it, any wanting it to be different, or any wanting to be done with it, any wanting to reject it, any wanting to know it or to figure it out. And then could you notice too, or welcome to, or release to, any underlying wanting for control, approval, security, separation, or wanting oneness. And could you notice too, or welcome to, or allow to any sense that this is somehow personal, that the content is about you or who you are. That somehow form describes you. Or makes up what you are. And then could you just simply be open to the possibility that that already is love, beingness, or isness, or the awareness, truth. And could you also see perfection, or the flow, or beauty in life, in your daily life, or throughout your day? And then could you always be reminded of isness, beingness, truth, your basic nature, that which you are. Could you notice imperturbability? Could you notice being almighty? Could you notice knowingness or intuition? With or without having to figure it out? And then notice or welcome to any remaining wanting to do anything with, about, or against any of that. Any wanting to fix, change, understand, get rid of it. As well as any underlying wanting for control, approval, security, separation, or wanting oneness. Could you also notice, welcome, or release the appearance that any of that makes up or is who or what you are, that appears to be personal, that appears to be me or you or mine or them or it. And then could you, as best you can, just be open to the possibility that this already is love, that this already is beingness, that this already is the awareness, that this already is truth, or what you are in your basic nature. And then notice too how it shifted, how it changes the perspective, how it unhooks you, even if there's nobody to be unhooked or hooked to. How it enables you to do something that really works for your life. And then notice if there's any remaining opposition to that, any remaining resistance, any remaining force against being that which you already are, against beingness, against isness, any opposition to love. Then welcome or notice or allow for or release any underlying wanting for control, approval, security, separation, wanting oneness. And then welcome or allow or release any sense that this is personal, that this makes up a me, a you, or a them, or it. And then could you also be open to the possibility, as best you can, that this already is love, that this already is beingness, that this already is, that this is isness, truth, your basic nature. And then could you allow that to be enough? Could you allow yourself to be enough, your true self? Would you allow yourself to just simply be enough? When would that be? And was it actually ever separated from you? Was there ever be a you separate from that? Or was that just apparently happening? And then could you just take that for checking into your life? And ask yourself from time to time, what if that already is beingness, or love, or truth, or just simply unfolding as it should be? Then could you just rest and be? Could you just be allowing? Could you just be witnessing? Oh, everybody. Looks like a good momentum to end the call for today.
Thank you, and have a
Thank
good
you
evening.
so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Wonderful.
Thank
Have
you
a nice
too.
Sunday, everybody.
Yes, likewise. Have a nice Sunday. So, bye-bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye. Take care.
Yes.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, Lisa.